What are you doing? Taking shit?
Oh man, I wish. Just getting in here to the office.
So, is it gonna be like Blair Witch the whole time?
No,
just
I'm
part of the
fixing to
time?
fire up my computer. I just didn't want
Oh man.
you to have to wait. Corey Thompson waits for no man.
I'm waiting. I've been sitting here waiting all morning.
I've been down here feeding grits to the babies.
Feel like. There we go. Are you the one person that's watching right now, Spoon? Are you watching us?
No. That is not me.
Not you. Not you.
I'm not the one.
Well, you got half a face right now.
Oh, there we go.
This is actually pleasant.
I enjoy it, man.
Me and Jacob were just talking about the Athens deal and all the bullshit that it's holding up right now. Like, you gonna drive over there and finesse that old man, like lift his ball sack up and see if the money's hiding behind it?
You got it.
No, we're getting 20,000 funded early. We're gonna have to bring the rest, and then once that deal closes, the lender will fund the rest.
What else do you need?
Oh, we don't. It don't matter. We've got it. It's not that big a deal. We're closing on DJ's Axtell house. Jacob, did we set a closing on Axtell or no?
No, I just sent him the lender information yesterday.
So, Spoonie. Boom. It was actually, you know what? Our phones are better than our computers, Spoonie.
Okay.
Like, oh, I know. The sound was better and the video was better. You were in like HD
Really?
earlier. Yeah. And there was a little bit better sound. That's crazy to me because it was the same way with Creamer as well. I don't know if it's the same way on mine because I bought the expensive mic. It's got a snake hanging from it. Look at that shit, Spring.
No, you sound pretty good, man.
Look at that snake.
It's nice.
It's not nice.
Is that the snakes that are snaking on your deals?
No, it's the snakes that they just throw everywhere because they want to be funny. So,
Man, so you know, let's talk about snakes real quick. So you know Ron Carlson's a friend of mine, right? Do you know Ron?
I do not know Ron. He sold Blake a house though.
He's a super nice guy. He's a wonderful person. Him and his wife, they're friends of me and my wife, and they got kids our kids' age. He posted that picture of all his deals yesterday, and I said, "Hey man, you better not do that. The snakes are out there," and he had to take it down within like an hour because all the snakes started going and trying to peel his contracts back. Because all he did was post like, "Hey, here's all the." He screenshotted his board basically, said address, name, no cities. But that's all it takes, man. These snakes are so freaking shady. They immediately started combing through and trying to rip deals out from under.
Yeah, that you'll have that on these big jobs. You know what'll fix that?
A shotgun.
No.
Okay, I didn't know where we were going with that. I didn't know if you meant permanent or like business solution.
I mean, maybe no. A full pipeline will fix that. Like a full pipeline will fix that. I don't, and seller report. Like I don't think maybe somebody could, but I don't think somebody could go around me. Now I will say this: the deal that I just locked up for $10,000 in Waco, okay, that deal, somebody tried to go through our contract on it, and it didn't have clear title, and it cost that guy pretty dearly because some fly-by-night wholesaler tried to go around me.
Well, it cost him 75% of his equity.
It did, and that deal in and of itself, like that's a case in point right there, where we don't need to buy that house. I mean, At the time, we were just going to throw a $5,000 assignment on it and kick it out to a guy that likes rentals in that area. Now that we've got it way down there, we'll probably close on it before we clear title and clear the title. You know, we'll probably have to bring a suit to clear title. We've never done that, so I'm looking forward to it. But there's literally a house that was redone and listed for $189,000 right down the road, and I cannot believe. Absolutely can't believe that they would put something on the market in that neighborhood that high, or what they're thinking. But if they do get that, I mean, the neighbors at this particular house are all garbage. So I don't think it would bring 189,000, but for us, we're underwriting it like a rental. We put 30 into it, including the suit to quiet title. And now we've got a $900 a month rental right there in an area we like to be in.
What does that mean, suit to quiet title? It's thrown around, it's bandied around a lot by people on the interwebs. You see it on bigger BP. I don't like mentioning that site. Big BP, you see it on your group. You see it on Wholesaling Houses Elite. But nobody.
I don't really know what it means. It just means you've got to, in this particular case, according to the seller, there was a owner finance transaction back in the early 90s to a person, okay? They paid the house off. They sold it on a contract for deed to his mom, okay? They never filed the contract for deed to his mom. And the original company that owner financed it to whoever didn't file a lien release. So you've got this person that did a contract for deed and don't have a lien release from the original owner finance seller, a company out of Lubbock, oddly enough. But anyways, they tracked them all down and they sent out some letters, but never got a response. Well, you know as well as I do, you could do an affidavit of heirship on the person that owner financed it over. You know, it's been deeded to her, but you're going to have to go present evidence to the court that this person that originally owner financed it and didn't get a lien. That lien release is probably not an issue, because anything more than 4 years ago, if it has a maturity date and they didn't foreclose. So if the note was supposed to mature in 2000 and they did not foreclose, that lien release, the title companies will go around that as long as it has a maturity date. The only time we weren't ever clear that was on that duplex in Fort Worth, where there was no maturity date on the note. So since there wasn't a maturity date on the note, even though the owner finance seller had sold it and they had paid it off, they never filed a lien release. There was no maturity date on the note or on the deed of trust. So no title company would touch it. Nobody would clear that title. Nobody would issue title insurance without bringing a suit against whoever this person was that we couldn't even find the heirs. We don't even know if they were a real human being or not. So you'd just have to bring a suit before the court and say, hey, we're trying to sue these people so they can come claim their unclaimed property here. And if they don't show up to court, then the court rules in your favor. Then you quiet the title. If the court rules in their favor, then you just, I guess, wasted a bunch of money. But if they don't show up, I don't know what my chances are. When I talked to Matt Aycock about it on that forum, he said it would be about $12,000 to do the whole process and would take around 6 months, because you'd have to give notices in publication versus actually notices. That's a whole bunch of information, but I don't know if any of it's right, so don't quote me on it. Well, but I will know here down the road if it comes to that, and that's why I'm looking forward to it. I think buying a $10,000 house and getting $30,000 worth of education is worth it every single time. So,
well, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you don't have much at risk, and you have everything to gain.
Well, I don't have much at risk because it's rented for $300 a month.
So, another question. One, you're talking about you're not an expert on this stuff. I know Jaime don't like to be in front of cameras. Maybe you could get him on here in a luchador mask or something, like Rey Mysterio, and get him to come on here and guest spot.
Funny about Jaime?
Huh?
He found Roughneck Real Estate at the very beginning in 2017 when we first started the group. He had paid a guru somewhere $6,000 to teach him something. I don't know if it was wholesaling. I don't know what it was. and he was asking me about Subject 2 in 2017. In 2017, Jaime didn't even know what Subject 2 was. And I guess he just drinks Four Locos and reads law books all night. Because now, I mean, obviously he's got a math background, but I mean, he pulls laws out and trust law and all that. And in 2017, and he can come on and verify this in the comments. I don't know, but he was asking about Sub 2. I ran some numbers with him in the DMs, and he's like, okay, I get it, I understand. But then he started using really big words that I didn't understand. I was like, yeah, maybe, if that's what it is.
Well, you had a wonderful guest yesterday with a perspective that's outside our teams. That was a good show, and I think you need to bring on more people like that. Even if you could find like people like Jaime and stuff. There's so many people in our community, Roughneck the Real Estate, that have these unique perspectives. Whether it's Andrew Holzel and all the crazy stuff he does, or even Doc. Like Doc's going to be on later. Doc has a wealth of knowledge, and if he doesn't, he can tap his gray-haired father, his mentor, and they could probably answer any question we ever had about foundations.
Foundation?
Their word, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. No. Absolutely. For me, at least the way I look at it is with this rig, being able to go look at the other Facebook and all that, being able to share screens, be able to put 6 people, be able to get other people's input. Basically we could bring anybody in from the audience. I think it would be a really, 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 really good deal to bring people in and out. And that's kind of how I look at it. I want it to be more comedy than anything, but I don't have a lot of time this morning. We're already 12 minutes in, and we haven't even covered what we talked about. So earlier, we closed on a property on Monday, selling it, correct?
Yep.
And the gentleman, I guess it's he's like 70 or something. Tell everybody what the deal is with that.
So this dude's like 73. He's a nice enough guy. I don't want to dox this dude because I mean.
Dox him.
No, I want to talk about him without doxing him. It's hard because he's a very specific type of person that me and Corey know very well. There's a lot of these guys down at the Dairy Queen every morning drinking coffee.
Which is why I couldn't dox him. Like, how you gonna dox this dude? He's an old man in Athens, Texas.
Whatever. Just hold on and let me finish speaking. So this old dude, like, he called me out. He's like, hey, I want to buy this house. Now, son, you don't want to own no rent houses. They're a lot of work. Y'all don't know nothing about rent houses. There's so much work. So let me take it off your hands. I'm going to do $1 million worth of work this year. And I'm like, that sounds great, dude. So I called Corey. I said, look, this guy wants it. We know it's a really tough market. If we make $5K on this deal, are we good? And Corey's like, fuck yeah, let's get away from it. So Corey told me to tell the guy, like, $5K if you can close this week, $8K profit if we close next week.
We're selling it for $35 if he can close in a week.
Yep.
We're selling it for $38 if he can close, if it's anything after that, to incentivize a fast close.
He says, all right. His realtor, literally, he told me his realtor that looks over his stuff was getting a colonoscopy or something. And so he finally looked over the contract, signed it, come down to closing time. We close Monday.
Hold on, but back up, because you believe this sweet old man. We don't even know what earnest money we got on this contract.
That's true.
So we don't have anything to really. We don't have no proof of funds, and we're dealing with an old man who seems honest enough. And you don't want to. And we're not trying to discredit him, but Monday comes, we close, we sign it over to him. Did he show up to closing and sign?
Yeah, he showed up to closing and signed the whole thing.
And that was in Fort Worth.
Yep. He came
in.
Drive
from Athens.
Yeah.
And what did he forget?
Money.
So he forgot the money. Doesn't have anything done. Like didn't bring any money. Doesn't have any money at the title company. And now it's Friday, and in between then and now, he quits talking to you, right? He quits taking your calls. What'd you do then?
So, well, I sicked the title agent on him. asked her to give him a call.
She
And-
quit taking her calls. What happened next?
Then we put the goon squad on him.
So
And
Goon Squad called him. And where are we at now?
right now, he's assured us that he has the money
From where though?
from his bank. So this
From-
guy was supposed to.
That's not what he said. He didn't say from the bank. He said, what'd he say?
I don't know. I didn't talk to Luis about it after that.
Well, it's in the message. It says from his lender.
Oh.
Lender.
Well, in all my messages, he's like, I'm at the bank right now. I can't. They're just not putting it like.
Bank and lender are big. They're the same, but it's a big difference.
We may have just got a 73-year-old man in with the cartels, and he don't even know.
I mean, look, what you got to take this lesson, right?
I did.
I mean, surely you've learned something.
Absolutely.
I mean, just because he reminds you of your granddad that hangs out at Dairy Queen, don't mean you don't get him on the hook for some earnest money.
Yep.
At least so you can at least quote how much it was. I mean, do we have a $10 earnest money contract, a $30 earnest money contract?
$250 was the
What?
$350 was earnest money
On a cash purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, when we took the contract for the ship box in Granbury, it was a $19,000 offer. The guy refused to send a proof of funds. Okay. So we told him, well, in lieu of proof of funds, we'll take $5,000 non-refundable. And he did the $5,000 non-refundable. So
it was a good lesson. I didn't think about it, man, because I always put $100. Shit, we closed that huge package on $100. I should have known better.
we know us.
I know.
We know us.
I'm with you, man. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm just like, all right, fuck it.
So
good, dude.
what snowballs on this deal is, so we have a 25 on the other side of this board. We have a $25,000 deal that we're borrowing 50 against to do a $25,000 rehab. And it's right down here in Grosbeck. It's did it live in the Facebook group, went, called, got it locked up, came back with my contract, bragging online. So the lender on this is a friend of a friend. His name's Doug, and I think he has about 40, 50,000 is all he has. And he's putting all of his 50 in. So he needs to get this 35 back so he can fund the other deal. So we're kind of held up on that deal. And of course we got a seller that's asking us when to close and all of this. Now, could we pull in another lender? Yes, we could, but then we'd have to have more documents created and just these things. But I think this happens in this business every single day. And it's not a rob Peter to pay Paul situation. It's always waiting for a shoe to drop so you can let the next shoe drop, so you can let the next shoe drop. And this week has been a week full of non-dropping shoes. I know we do have an offer in Stephenville for all four of our houses in Stephenville, correct? Of course, we got to get a shoe to drop.
That's what I was told. So we will see.
But what shoe has to drop before they'll buy?
Renters.
What?
Renters in the boxes.
We got to get renters in there. We got to prove up the $4,100 a month in gross rent, and then we have a buyer.
Yeah. So one of those, I've got updates on those. One, the carpet's in, so she's ready to rent. We'll get it. We'll start running people through there today. Get it rented next week while we're checking the AC, because that's the only thing else that needs to be done to make sure it works. The other one, the floor is getting fixed today, so that'll be 2 that are completely rent ready and can rent out in Stephenville. Third one and fourth one will be done next week. So hopefully within 2 weeks they'll all be in the process of being rented.
And look, this is a priority for our team, separate from Whitley, because when it comes to wholesaling, we've got an offer on the table that's cash that's going to get the whole team paid. I don't care if Nick or Luis or somebody's got to sleep at the double wides, so when people come there, they can get them rented. It boom pops to the top of the list. You know what I mean? Because every day, and I've talked about this with Spoon 100 times. Organize your day by what's the next payday. What can I do today that's going to get me paid tomorrow, right? And a lot of people will get confused about that. We've got deals on our boards. We've got, we can borrow money. We close on these deals and then we can go to work, but we'll have cash in the bank from, buying the deal, from pulling equity on the deal that we can then move projects forward on that are stalled. There's all these little things that whenever you look at it, you're like, hey, if I get this deal closed, then I can move this ball forward on this other deal. But when you got somebody that tells you, I will buy these. If you can prove to me that the rent is $4,100 a month, we will pay cash for these. No doubt about it. And I think I don't remember the math, but we're going to walk with about 70 grand, I think, is what the way the offer is going to work out. So you got a $70,000 payday. It just boom rockets to the top of the list of, hey, we need to get these sorted out right now. Get carpet in, get for rent signs out, get DJ out there dancing the hula to get the women in.
I had never heard a better idea. Can we get him one of those spinner signs too? I want to get him one of them signs that he spins. We'll put him in a gorilla suit.
Well, he just sits here and stares at the side of my face while I do this live. He was out.
He needs to be putting he needs to be doing something to help grow that beard out. He looks like
he ate a whole box of Debbie cakes yesterday. An entire box of zebra cakes. Do you even eat? Do you
yesterday?
I know. I had a whole box of zebra cakes on top of the refrigerator. Debbie cake here, ate them all.
Did not eat them all.
Ate them all. Those are for Emery when she gets out of school. DJ eats them all.
I didn't eat any of it.
So the other, the big deals for us, we haven't really talked this much this week. Spoon, have I told you about one of our mobile home parks that we were owner financing?
Is this Willis or is it Lampasas?
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but it doesn't matter. It's one of them.
My bad.
But I don't want to put it out there. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Guy tried to, and I'll have an update on this today. Guy wanted us to sign a deed in lieu of foreclosure over to him so he could sell it to the new buyers, which would put them getting his down payment. And, we put $50,000 down on it. So we're getting our $50,000 back. We're letting them assume our note. And we're kind of walking away from that deal because it's not, it's just not something we're ever going to get caught up enough to mess with. We originally bought it to put old mobile homes out of mobile home parks we were buying, put the old mobile homes in there. We're not really buying mobile home parks anymore. We would still buy them, but we're not, it had to be something really local.
Numbers got to be right.
Well, it had to be something really local. We don't want one that we're going to have to replace 30 mobile homes in. We're not taking on any big projects like that. We not that we're above that kind of work, because I don't ever want to say that. It's just we have the sophistication now. We don't have to take that project down. So it just kind of works out where, this property doesn't serve a purpose for us anymore. It's, hard to rent, just a whole bunch of things that it's kind of, when you got enough on your plate, you got enough on your plate. So we're offloading it. And he wanted to try to screw us out of that down payment, is the way it seems. I don't know that for a fact. He's telling us we were going to get the down payment the whole time. But, when everybody looks at it, it's kind of like, hey, what's going on here? Why is this not working out like we thought it was? Why is he trying to do this? Why is he holding up a closing? That's such a simple transaction. So that happened. So that $50,000 didn't hit the bank. Then Willis, we end up alleyway that everybody knew was there last minute. The title company wants the city to sign off on something before they'll do that deal. So that's $115,000 that didn't hit the bank. And then on Lytle, on the refi on Lytle, we have that one's going to be $375,000 that's going to hit the bank, I think is right. And the refi on Lytle, we bought it, we owner financed it from a trust, and the title company will not disperse funds until they get all these power of attorney signed for people that are in the trust that are no longer able to make their own decisions. And we're like, look, we make a monthly payment every month to that trust. That's where the money goes. You know what I mean? It goes. Do what?
Can you change title company?
Maybe, but it don't matter. That's where the money goes. That's where you send the money. How the trust distributes it is up to them. You know what I mean? Like it don't have no, is the way it seems to me. But we did get that one sorted out. So it's closing. Jacob, it's closing today?
Yes.
Jacob, you FedEx paperwork yesterday, huh?
For the first loan, I'm working on the second one right now.
So it's closing today. So at least we got one across the finish line. But at the beginning of this week, on Monday, we were expecting to have $540,000 in the bank this week. And from then, you're waiting for a shoe to drop. So it's like 540 hits the bank. You go for refi on Coleman. refi on Hamilton. What's the other one we're going to refi? Coleman, Hamilton, Fort Worth.
Hey, why do I know that and you don't?
Well, yesterday me and Jacob talked about Fort Worth, and I thought we moved it. So we're going for all three of those refis at once. We're also waiting for a transfer. We have somebody's IRA tied up on the mobile home, the RV park that fell through. Cody, we had a contract on the RV park. It was expecting to fall through or expecting to go through. It fell through. We're transferring that IRA off and putting that IRA money to work on our Canyon mobile home park, lowering the debt servicing on that park $32,000 a year by putting private money on it at 8% versus 16% that we're paying right now. Essentially 16%. But when we do that,
how much do we need? I mean, we probably have options on that RV park.
No, we're just waiting on the title policy. Waiting on the title company. We've had title open on it forever. Waiting on the title company just to do one little paperwork so we can get that IRA money out. The lady that has IRA has $400,000. It'll be coming, so she'll be the 100 will come back. She'll have $400,000. Title's already open on Canyon. Canyon closes, lowers our debt service in $32,000 a year, $3,600 a month swing or $3,000 a month swing, whatever it is. And then we're better off on it. RV park. Have another offer coming in. We have 2 more offers coming in on it, but we're going to end up refining that thing and probably getting it where we can wrap. We'll probably be going for a refi on it here pretty quick and just get it where we can wrap it and get it sold. Tired of messing with it.
Do you think that park could make money?
I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think it would make money. Do I think it'll slow us down if we go over there and start running mini X's on it and trying to fucking fix it? I don't think it's going to make enough money for you to be running a mini X, me to be gluing pipe.
Do you think I agree with you, and I've made a lot of mistakes out there. But I've learned so much, right? Like you learned all about the fuel systems. I learned about water wells and the TCEQ. Man, next time I buy a house with a well, I'm going out there with my test rig, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this water looks bad. This water looks terrible."
But we knew that beforehand. That was a $1,200 fix. That's not.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I'm just saying I learned a lot.
Yeah, but the water ain't. The water well isn't even on the radar of what bothers me about that deal. The $30,000 to get the tanks out of the ground, that's one that wish you'd have known that before you bought it. The crazy part is somebody was buying it for cash for $300,000. $300,000 couldn't. Well, they probably found out what they're going to have to do with the tanks. The numbers probably quit working for them pretty early, so they backed out. And we offered $150, thinking they were going to say no, and they said yes. And it's one of those things. We always stick with our offer.
Well, and so the story I was told, and it may be true. It may not be true. It may be just urban legend, but it's pretty funny. Was they were sitting there in front of their bank, and they were like, "Yeah, man, we can't wait to get this done." They were getting the funding done. We just hope nobody buys that plot on the corner and puts a gas station there too. And the bank was like, "What?" And then the bank started looking at it. The lot on the corner was less money, and pulled the plug, which I don't believe, but it's a cute story.
Well, the lot on the corner is 3 acres, 3 acres, and it's listed for $196,000. So we bought our RV park for $150,000. And it's 6.5 acres. You feel pretty good about that. It's the liability of the tanks that more sophisticated investors look at, and they leverage it against you. You know what I mean? Which is why, there's no better time to bring in Doc Robinson than when we're talking about fuel tanks. So I'm gonna shoot him a message right quick.
Give it back to you tonight.
And anyways, but yeah,
what are you doing today, man? You said you got to be up here in my hood.
Yes, DJ has successfully spent us out of house and home in Fort Worth by miscommunicating consistently with contractors, which is, we always knew when we hired DJ we were going to pay for some mistakes, and it's to be expected. I'm not mad at DJ, but I have no idea where 92% of those projects are. Gary is a good hand, but he put in some janky ass flooring instead of pulling out and getting the flooring that is there. You know what I mean? That it's not discontinued flooring. It's sitting at Home Depot. You just pull you out a couple pieces, go to Home Depot and say, I need this. Instead, they nailed down some bullshit and then pulled out a vanity. Hey, you want to replace this vanity? Yeah, go ahead. Pulled out a vanity, put in another one. Flooring, it's got a little gap around it where the flooring was. It's kind of the same size, but it's got an arch to where you can see under the vanity. There's still trash, actual human trash underneath that where you can look underneath it and see it. Not only that, the vanity was had a piece of trim. The old one had a piece of trim, so there's no paint there. And I mean, you can fix it with like a piece of 6-inch trim and quarter round, but DJ don't have those experience. He don't have that punch out list experience, and he's been up there a couple of times, and I've been trying to communicate with him and trying to do it from a little distance. You know what I mean? Like, hey, DJ, check this out, report back to me. But it's at the point now where we're about to go for a refile on it. All of those are this close to being rent ready, and we've spent several $1,000s on it because I told DJ, have Gary do number 8, have Enrique do number 5.
Yeah,
and
people in one trailer trying to work on it.
No, they all went to number 8.
I know.
Like Gary and Enrique got out there and were like, oh, okay. And Enrique don't speak good English, so he's just along for the ride. They all jump on one trailer, and then they jump on another trailer, and then we start getting bills and pictures from everybody. And I'm like, whoa. I thought we had a $1,500 make ready going over here. I thought, what was Gary's going to be? DJ's, I don't know. I didn't get a bid from Gary. What? Like, you just send them out there with an open checkbook, but we know we're going to pay for those mistakes.
So, hey, DJ, I know you're sitting there.
He's already walked off.
He can always call me. I'll be happy.
Look at Doc's ear.
That's
He's trying
weird.
to listen to us.
I can't hear nothing. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, and I'm probably going to die here pretty soon because playing with trees. Yeah, it's leaning and about to take out the neighbor's fence. So weather's great.
Can you hear us, Doc? Can you hear us?
I barely.
Can you tell us how to get fuel tanks out of the ground? Can you tell us how to get fuel tanks out of the ground legally?
Permits, a whole lot of OSHA issues, and a whole lot of stuff I don't want to do. It's not fun.
So, can I do it? Can I do it?
Do what?
Can I pull them out of the ground myself?
Yeah, sure.
Dang.
Go for it.
Hold on. Can you read the comments?
Do what?
What will happen to me if I do it on my own?
He can't see the comments on his phone, Corey.
I mean, I'm a big believer
okay.
in asking for forgiveness versus permission. But last I heard, between all the fines and everything else, let's just say it would take my entire insurance policy to cover all the bullshit and lawsuits I would have to go through as a company if I took it out without all the proper shit. But take out fuel tanks or anything in ground.
Well,
I've done it before,
you need to
but
clean
that's how
inside
I
of
found
your ears.
out it's illegal as shit.
What's the matter with your phone? Why can't you hear us?
I don't know. It's got to where, like, you're on call or something. It's got to where the speaker's up. Just put it on actual speaker. Like, it thinks I'm on an actual phone call or something. Like, my headphones all of a sudden got disconnected. Everything got disconnected. I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, we're going to iron
understand.
this out, Doc. Doc,
Huh?
plug your business right quick. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Find me on social media, Dirt Guy Excavation, or 903-651-3233 is my cell phone. And I do crazy shit like that where trees right above me and just waiting for it to fall on me. Good thing I upped my life insurance policy to $1 million.
Am I the beneficiary?
This Doc.
Yeah.
Maybe after this video.
Hey, Doc, put the phone back to your ear. DJ wants you to sign his titties. He said you're the favorite person on the internet. He wants you to sign his titties.
Okay, got him.
You're gonna need a big marker, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of ground to cover. You're gonna need a big marker.
I mean, just good to go.
Well, we'll talk to you later, Doc. We'll talk to you later.
Sir,
Appreciate you
have
coming
fun.
on.
Pray I don't die.
So, Spoon, I got to run. I literally need to leave 5 minutes ago. We'll pick this back up on Monday. Hopefully have more answers about what we're doing in Willis, what's going on in Lampasas. Maybe we'll have funding for Athens, but I think, I wish we had more time to talk about a week like this. Maybe we can do an evening stream or something and dive further into this because, would you say this is a pretty typical week in real estate?
Yeah, for me it is. Now y'all have had a lot more hiccups this week than y'all have, and frankly, I don't feel like I've done shit, but I've gotten a lot done. Like I've gotten through a quarter of the receipts that I needed to for the past 2 years. I'm trying to get all my shit straight. I mean, I'm not a quarter, a third. I've got 2/3 left to do. Me and Jacob are going to have an accounting class after this. I feel like I'm fucking winning this week.
Well, no, but I'm saying like the non-closes, the no closes, the money not funding. Like this is a typical week in real estate. Most people think they're getting in, no money, no this, no that, and a week later they got a paycheck, and it does happen. Like we have awesome deals like that. So this kind of goes like this a lot.
Yeah, we need to circle back too because I've had to have a couple hard talks with some of our guys the last couple of weeks, like about why they're making some of the decisions they are instead of snatching deals. Like, because I'm getting hungry. Like I've taken 2 weeks off now, and I'm starting to feel that fear in my chest, and they're fixing to start competing with me and Corey. And I don't
compete with me. I mean, this morning I was going to make a call on some land. Just I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've got one contract on the board right now. I've got two contracts. I've got 2 contracts on the board. Well, DJ's got one, and we're still waiting on something in Fort Worth as well. We were supposed to close on one in Fort Worth, but we're waiting on Merplanes.
I got to check and make sure, see if we need to do another amendment today. But as soon as that one drops, we've got all the funding lined up. Everything's lined up. I'm just waiting on the shoes to drop on that one. And that one, we're going to do the same thing we did for Euless. We are going to go in and scrape out the bodies. We're going to list it, have a 1-day open house. Kramer's going to be stacked up with his deals, and we're going to try to move that thing.
Well, that's that deal right there. I mean, that's another one. This week, everything that was supposed to happen on Monday, it's Friday, and 92% of it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a normal week in real estate.
But hey, I just want to put this out here so we both remember it. I want to come back to wholesaling next week and how it's really easy to starve to death while you're waiting on the paychecks of wholesaling. How I starved to death because I had to yell at some guys this week. They're like, well, we're going to get big paychecks. I'm like, maybe in March, what are you going to do until then? Like your family probably needs to eat.
Well, and there ain't no guaranteed big paycheck.
Right. Absolutely. And I said, these may
We've
be
already lowered the price on everything
forever. I said, listen, I don't understand it. I starved to death. You guys starved to death while we were doing this and figuring the whole fucking thing out. Like, of course, y'all had other problems you were starving to death on that you were figuring out or doing really good on that day. But I literally starved to death. My kids literally starved to death while we were doing this, right? And people don't understand. They think wholesaling is this magic bullet, like they're just going to go stroke a check. That happens like 1 out of 100 times.
It's more frequent than that, but you got to have the little ones. You got to have the Athens and the Granbury ship box in the middle. And it's like yesterday, I get on the phone with Kramer and I'm like, Kramer, we've sold 2 different mobile homes to 2 different buyers for cash in Granbury. Have we contacted those buyers about the current mobile homes we have in Granbury? And the answer is no. But with 48,000 things on your plate, how you know what I mean? Like it doesn't come to the top of mind. I didn't think about it till yesterday. So how could I be mad at Kramer for me thinking of it 4 minutes before he did? You know what I mean? Like It's not reasonable. But if you do hey, we know we got at least two mobile home buyers in Granbury. The next one that we get, we might just call them up. Hey, will you pay an assignment on it to bridge the gap in the hotels? You know what I mean? Because it's October. I mean, ain't it October? It's pretty much October.
We'll be in 10 days.
We know that we're about to go into the desert until January.
That's it. Well, and we may literally be stacking properties all winter. People don't understand what that does to your books. Like how do you fund a bunch of, it takes cash to do the make readies to put rentals in there, right? Like I've been freaking out about that for 48 hours now, and Jacob's helping me understand a lot. That's what's so great about this week for me, because I've learned so much. Like I said, typical Jason, I've taken my week or so break here, and I'm really feeling the fear and the hunger again, and things are about to get real, because we gotta have money to finish all this stuff. So
getting a bunch of weird text messages.
Mm.
Anyway, I gotta go. It's actually the contractor in Fort Worth. He's sending me pictures of trailer 8. So I gotta go. I'll see y'all. I appreciate it. Put this out there somewhere, Spoon, so people will watch it. I'll holler at you.
Roger.